Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. So today's episode is going to be all about Teepublic shops, and we're going to be doing our Teepublic shop review number 4. Some time ago, a few of you sent me messages asking if I was going to be doing another Teepublic shop review, given the fact that I do tend to sort of, focus a lot on Redbubble, and obviously I thought what a great idea it would be if people are asking for it. I'm more than happy to accommodate and to help out. So today we're going to be looking at what works and what doesn't, what can be improved upon with respect to 2 shops that were sent in to me for review. So with that said, stay tuned. Now, the fact that you're here gives indication that you are interested in all things pertaining to print on demand. And for that, I want to sincerely thank you for taking the time out of your busy day, particularly during this time of the year when everyone's very busy with the holiday seasons quickly approaching, taking the time to watch this episode, indeed for watching any and all of the episodes on my channel. I really sincerely am grateful to all of you, and I want to take this opportunity to wish you and your loved ones a very Merry Christmas and an even prosperous New Year. If you're new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a new episode to my channel. I upload episodes every Wednesday and Saturday, and the goal of this channel is to help you take your print-on-demand business to a new level. So with that said, let's hop on over to my computer and start with today's Teepublic Shop Reviews. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen, and as you can see here, we have the first Teepublic shop up on screen that we're going to be reviewing today. And the name of the shop owner is Chetan Gupta. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Apologies if I didn't. And the first thing that grabs my attention is that we have a very interesting shop banner. So we have fun designs, sayings, quotes, and slogans. Go for it in the star over here on a sort of wood-paneled background with a rainbow on top. Okay, so it's not that it's a bad one. It's quite interesting and it's very, very unique. Again, you are giving an indication that, hey, you're going to be seeing designs pertaining to quotes and sayings and slogans, which is absolutely fantastic. That's not a problem. The one thing that I have noticed is that if you take a look at this over here, where you have go for it in the star, you've inverted it, but you forgot to invert the text. So as a result, it's looking backwards. So just a small technicality, if you could go into the imaging editing program that you use to create this and just highlight around, or rather lasso tool around the go for it, create a different layer with it and flip it over so go for it would easily be read on both sides too as well. So you're relatively new to the Teepublic game with having only 45 designs. So welcome to the print-on-demand industry, and we wish you a lot of luck here. So what do we have here about Chetan Gupta? Welcome. In my store, you will find very amazing and attractive fun designs. You'll find funny quotes and sayings, designs. Go and check out my designs. Okay, clearly English is not your first language. There are a few grammatical errors over here. And again, if you've been following my channel for some time, or if you've seen some of my previous review episodes, even pertaining to Redbubble shop reviews, one of the most important things that any shop owner can do with his or her print-on-demand shop is to make sure that any and all information that you are providing to your potential customer is always going to be highly professional and top-notch. So irrespective of what your competency level is with respect to the English language, there is no excuse for not using the tools that are available on the internet to help you gain the correct syntax and grammar so that when customers are visiting your shop, they're seeing that you've taken the time to make sure that everything that they're reading is going to make sense. And you would be amazed. It's those little things that mean a lot. But in terms of your designs, let's take a look here. So we've got 4 albums here, funny Christmas gifts, which obviously pretty soon you might want to consider deactivating now that we're getting to the point where people will not be ordering Christmas gifts simply because the time from ordering to the time that they receive it, they might not actually get it in time for Christmas, basically. You got funny quotes and sayings, teacher and student quotes, and New Year. Okay, so it's already a positive that you've taken your 45 designs and have already subdivided them into 4 different categories, 4 different albums if you like, so that when customers are visiting your shop, if they know exactly what it is they want and it's being offered here as one of the albums, they can just click on it and actually go and see the designs you have for offer, as opposed to having to scroll through all of the different designs that you have. You might say, well, 45 designs is not a lot to scroll through, and you'd be absolutely right. But as your portfolio grows to 100, 200, 500, 1,000, if you don't subcategorize your designs into albums that are going to be easy for customers to be able to access and click on, then the fact that they would have to scroll through so many designs might be a put off. So always want to make sure that you're keeping your customer at the forefront of your mind to make sure that you're giving them the best experience possible when they're visiting your shop. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the designs here. So we got eat, sleep, hockey, repeat. Okay, the only thing standing between me and greatness is me. So we got quite a number of motivational quotes, which is great. Quotes always do very well. Okay, I became a teacher for the money and fame. There's a bit of sarcasm over there. I know a few teachers who probably think that that's quite sarcastic and get a kick out of it. Truth has no agenda. Wishing you a very happy new year. I don't make excuses, I make results. Okay, let's take a look at this one. So at the get-go, I see we've got quite an interesting title. I don't make excuses, make results. Gym, fitness, funny, and inspiring quotes t-shirt. Okay, I can't fault your title over there. You've given it some really interesting keywords for Teepublic to utilize. Now, in terms of your design, you said perfect text-based design fitting for gym fitness quote lovers. Design is also be given as gift to relative, friends, boyfriend, or girlfriend. Design is fitting for bodybuilders. Design is fitting for fitness lovers. Design is fitting for student also. Design is fitting on any time. Okay, can you see what's happening over here? You're repeating basically the same thing over and over again. So what you need to consider doing with respect to your description, I know you want to try and give it as many keywords for the Teepublic algorithm and even to a certain extent for the Google algorithm to be able to index your designs on that platform as well. You also need to make sure that your description is making sense and that it's flowing and it's something that customers are going to want to enjoy reading. The fact that you repeated design is fitting for bodybuilders, design is fitting for fitness lovers, design is fitting, that's very repetitive. And in truth, you could be utilizing other important keywords in place of the fact that you use design is fitting so many times. So for this particular shop owner, and again for anybody who's watching this episode, think really hard about what kind of description that you are going to insert in any listing, be it Teepublic or wherever, to make sure that customers are going to enjoy reading it. You've got these great keywords in it that are going to help your design to be found, to be seen, and that it's actually going to make sense. So I would highly recommend that you go back to the drawing board with respect to this particular description and come up with something a little bit more effective and a little bit more streamlined. If you're still uncertain about how to go about doing it, I do have some episodes on my channel which actually show 2 other sellers who I reviewed and who I analyzed keywords and their designs in terms of an effective, streamlined comment that you could actually take and emulate for your own particular Teepublic shop as well. Okay. Now, in terms of the colors, you have quite a number of colors here that are available. So we just have to click on this red. Okay, we do need to be very, very careful in terms of what color t-shirts we're activating for our designs. As you can see here, with this particular red, it's very close to the red in excuses and results. So if I were a customer, I don't think I would be very, very keen on ordering a red t-shirt where the font is already red. And as a customer, I might be saying, well, why didn't the seller think about this before activating or before offering this color t-shirt with this design? Okay, so it isn't just enough to toggle as many colors as you want. You need to make sure that you're actually seeing how they look in the back end of your shop to make sure that every t-shirt color you select is going to highlight, is going to enhance, is going to make the design look so much better that people are going to really want to purchase that design on that t-shirt. Now be careful too as well. And this goes for everybody watching this episode. While Teepublic offers a plethora of colors that we can actually toggle for our designs, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go and select all of them. I recommend that you should never allow for more than 10 color variations to be selected. Why is that? Well, because the more colors that you have on offer, the more confusion you're going to be giving to your customer, because inevitably there's going to be more than one color that is going to look good with that design. And if you got 2, 3, 4 colors that really look appealing with that particular design and they don't know which one they want to go for, well, some people might just say, you know what, I can't decide, just forget about it, I'm going to go and choose another design, or I'm going to go to another shop. So be a little bit wise when you are selecting the colors for your t-shirts. Give them no more than 10, sometimes even 8, depending on what colors that you actually put in to your design, so that it's narrowing their focus and they will actually have to make a decision because they don't have too many designs to choose from, and inevitably they will click the add to cart button and make the purchase. Okay, so in terms of tags, let's just scroll down to the bottom here and see what you included. Funny gym quotes, funny gym quote, and so on and so forth. You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, which is effectively the amount of tags that Teepublic allows for. Teepublic, in my opinion, is a little bit better when it comes to the selection of tags than other print-on-demand platforms, because of the fact that it provides you with this suggestive keyword tag. So effectively, for those of you who might not know about Teepublic or are still relatively new to the usage of Teepublic, so when you actually insert a tag in the main tag field, you are sending a message to the Teepublic algorithm of what it is that that particular design is all about. And Teepublic then is going to provide you with suggestive keywords that are already in place on the Teepublic platform for you to consider. So you don't have to stay racking your brains trying to think what kind of keywords you're going to come up with. Now, you could go ahead and ignore it and insert your own keyword tags. It's absolutely fine. But I find that the keyword suggestion tool on Teepublic is more often than not spot on, and it's a really efficient system to utilize. So when you are creating your designs and uploading them onto Teepublic, don't ignore this very important tool. Okay, so overall, I like what I see. It looks great on a sticker, okay? Even in terms of the hoodies, the fact that you've got this nice red color against the gray of the hoodie works really, really well, even on masks too as well. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. Again, what I would highly recommend is that you go back, fix your description, and to fix the number of color choices that you allow for Teepublic to show with this particular design. Okay, so let's quickly go back and take a look at something else. What I really like over here is that you are providing more than one variation. So in terms of this one, I'm sorry, did I roll my eyes out loud? So it's on a nice white background with black and red. And then you've provided another version that looks great on black too as well. So you are basically catering for different tastes in your customer base, which is really, really well. Good girls go to heaven, bad girls go to worldwide. Okay, so again, here's another example where you're providing different types of variations, which works really well. The one small thing that I would like to draw your attention to is that we do not say bad girls go to worldwide. We say bad girls go worldwide. So you don't need the word to over there. You can take go and center it, or maybe you could choose another word that would replace go to if you wanted to. There's a lot of scalability with this particular design, but you definitely need to get rid of the word to over here. So let's just click on here and see what kind of description and what we have available here for colors. So again, you've got the same situation as with the previous design. Design is also fitting, design is also fitting, design is also fitting. Okay, you need to refine the description. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think you get the idea of what I'm talking about. Now, in terms of colors, you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 colors, which are obviously activated for this particular design. And again, I'm wondering, did you go through all of these colors in order to see what it's going to look like? And for me, in this particular case, this particular orange with the yellow and the white doesn't really work well. Again, it is my subjective opinion, and there might be people who might like it, but given the fact that you've got the yellow color for heaven and worldwide, and then obviously white for everything else, you really want to stick to those darker colors so that it will stand out nicely. So if we take a look at the army green color here, you're going to see that already it's improved. So this green would definitely be a choice that I would allow to be activated had this been my design. Now, another thing you also want to be careful of is that when you are selecting a color, try not to allow for too many shades of that color to go through. In this particular case, I mean, you've got two greens here. You've got the heather green over here too as well. What I would do is I would see which one of those three colors this design looks the best on, and that would be the only color I would activate it on. Again, you've got two different grays over here. Then you've got this sort of heather gray, and then you've got a sort of like a bluish gray. You've got five different types of blues. You don't need to have all of those. Again, you're just going to be allowing for more confusion and more uncertainty on the part of your customers that they might just, bounce to another shop because they can't decide. So go through your design, go in and see how this design looks like on all five shades of the blue, and then choose the best one. If you can't, grab somebody from your household, grab a friend, grab a colleague, and say, okay, listen, I want you to give me your honest opinion. Which of these blues does this particular design look good on? And the one that they choose, that's the one you want to go for. Why? Because they will be seeing your design from an objective pair of eyes. They will have absolutely nothing invested in this design. There's no emotional resonance. So they're going to come and give you an honest critique of which shade of blue that design is going to look good on. And you can do that for all of the other colors. Don't be afraid to get an opinion. Sometimes we think of ourselves that, because of the fact that we've got some design experience, that we know it all. That's not the case. I find myself very often asking for a critique too as well. So there's nothing wrong with it. Grab somebody, ask them for their opinion, select 8 to 10 colors, and just activate those there over there. Okay, but otherwise, overall, your text designs look really spot on. I like what I'm seeing. You've got your vintage sunset design here too as well. At my age, I need glasses, which is a really nice pun from ageism and wine. Well done for that too as well. So continue with what you're doing. I hope that you are marketing your designs, not only depending on Teepublic to show your designs, but you're getting out there and you're using other platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and my personal favorite, Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the most fantastic search engine platforms that you could use in order to get your designs out there. If you haven't started using Pinterest or are uncertain how to go about using Pinterest, I'm going to leave my Pinterest playlist on the end of this particular Teepublic review so that you can actually click on it. I've got 3 really interesting videos pertaining to the usage of Pinterest for print-on-demand sellers. I would highly encourage you to take a look at them. Start utilizing Pinterest in 2022 so that you can get your designs out there to be seen by as many people as possible so that they can hop over to your Teepublic page and hopefully make the purchase. So well done for that. Okay, so the next shop that we're going to be reviewing in today's Teepublic Shop review is a shop called Dad and Sons Designs. And from the get-go, I really like this particular idea. Clearly, as we can see here, it's sketches from a father brought to digital life by a son. So it's a father-son collaboration. It's always nice to see these kinds of shops being put up where, it isn't just one person, but it's a collaboration between a father, a son, a mother, a daughter, father and a daughter, what have you. But, just that family aspect of trying to put up some interesting designs in the hopes of making some sales and having fun with it at the same time. So clearly it seems that the father is making the designs and the son is bringing them to digital life. And the banner actually reflects that, which is something that I really like too as well. So we've got, the sketches by the father over here. And then from what we understand, the son is taking them and giving them some life digitally, which is really, really good. Now, the one thing that I would like to suggest for your shop banner, and indeed even for the previous shop owner's shop banner too as well, is the aspect of including a QR code in your shop's banner in order to obtain social proof. So what do I mean by this? Well, a few weeks ago, I published an episode covering this topic with respect to Redbubble shops. And in truth, the same can hold true with respect to Teepublic shops and indeed any print-on-demand shops where you're allowed to create your own banner. I'm going to put the thumbnail to that episode on the screen now so that you can see what the thumbnail looks like. And after you finish watching this shop review, I would highly encourage you to go and watch this particular episode. Indeed, for anybody watching this episode who has any kind of print-on-demand shop, take a look at this episode and entertain the idea that I share. Because remember, very often what we want to do is we want to try and get photos of customers who have purchased our designs on any of the products being offered by the particular print-on-demand platform, and to encourage them to send them to you so that you can in turn utilize them on your own social media platforms to encourage even more potential customers to visit your shop. So it's a circular type of method that once you actually get into it and start that two-way communication with people who have actually purchased your designs on products, as we can see here in Teepublic, then you can actually utilize that to continue promoting your shop even further. So let's take a look at the shop here. So we don't have any albums over here yet. It's true we only have 18 designs, but you know what? I think you could actually start creating a few basic albums and start to populate your designs into those specific albums so that as you continue to grow your portfolio, as more designs are completed by yourself and your son, you'll be able to associate those designs to particular albums, and that way you won't have a huge task of doing that, which can be very cumbersome if you have 50, 60, 100 designs and you have to try to see how you're going to toggle them to go into particular albums. So try to get into the habit of doing it now while you're still early in your shop's development so that everything will fall into place as your shop continues to grow. Now, I'm really liking the designs that I'm seeing up over here. There is that really sketch artist feel to it. I'm taking a look at these ones here with the race cars and the tractors. It's giving me a particular vibe of somebody drawing them on the computer and that sort of basic nuance of it, which I really find appealing, and I really hope that other customers will feel the same way when they visit your shop too. So let's take a look at this one, Big Red, and see what comes of it. So we've got, all right, now in terms of a title, Big Red t-shirt, I think you can actually add a few more interesting keywords into the title to make your title more keyword rich, okay? That's up to you to see how you're going to go about doing it. But when you see the words Big Red can mean so many things. I mean, you've got a vehicle there. So you could say Big Red race car, Big Red tractor car, or Big Red muscle machine. Just anything that will give the algorithm in Teepublic and indeed Google, when it's indexing your design on its platform, to be able to know exactly whom these designs need to be shown to. Okay, now in terms of a description, Big Red with chunky tires out in the hills, cartoon oot of red with chunky tires and other exaggerated features. Okay, so I think we've got a bit of a grammatical error over here, if I'm understanding this correctly. Maybe it's cartoon cute, or it should be cute cartoon of red with chunky tires and other exaggerated features. Again, if I've missed something, I apologize. But again, if I was a customer reading this, would I really understand what it is that I'm reading? Would that actually help me if I was, typing something, I don't know, Big Red race car in Google, and your design comes up, and in Google you always have that little bit of a synopsis of what the website link is going to take you to. If it doesn't really make sense, would a particular customer actually click on that if they were searching in Google to come to your shop? So you always want to make sure that the description that you use is concise and is grammatically correct, so that obviously when people see it, they'll be more inclined and more enticed to want to come and visit your shop. Now, in terms of color selection for t-shirts, again, very similar. This is a very big newbie mistake that a lot of people who are new to the print-on-demand industry do. They want to put their design on as many products and as on many colors as they possibly can, irrespective of whether or not it looks good with the design, because they were hoping that because of the fact that many people say it's a numbers game, well, I've got to have my design on as many things out there so that at least the net I'm throwing out will catch at least one or two small fish. You don't want to go for the one or two small fish. You want to go for those large fish that are swimming in the sea, who have money and who are going to want to buy. And those ones are going to be the ones who visit shops where the selection that they're being given is concise, the quality of the designs is there, which you already have here. I love this design structure. I love the feel and the vibe from it. But I don't think that this design is going to work on all of these colors that you have selected. So I want to encourage you to go into your dashboard and really narrow down the number of colors that you are accessing, or rather that you are activating for the t-shirts, to appear on your shop when people are visiting. Because as it stands right now, with this many colors, you're probably going to scare people away. Okay, so let's go down here, and as you can see, in terms of a hoodie, your stickers, the kids' t-shirts, the mugs, it all looks great. The one thing that I would actually caution is with respect to the mug. Let's just click on here so I can tell you what I mean. Okay, so if we are looking at the mug mock-up right now, the way it is appearing is not directly centered on the one side. For me, it needs to move a little bit more to my right or to your left, depending on how you are looking at it. But in terms of this margin over here, the space from here to here, I know that it's, the curvature of the mug to over here gives indication that maybe it might look a little bit better if you were just to move it a couple pixels to the right. Sometimes, again, it's those little things that mean a lot. And for some people who are seeing this might actually turn them off. So be a bit careful with that. Indeed, go through all of your designs. Again, you only have 18, so it shouldn't take you long to go through them and just to tweak them a little bit. Even in terms of the notebook over here, as you can see here, okay, is just off center, and that can actually put some people off. So again, it's just these little tweaks that you really need to take a look at, and just to refine them so that as your shop grows, as you're gaining more experience in terms of the placement of your designs, the color selections for the t-shirts and the kitty t-shirts and what have you, it's going to become a second nature to you, and you'll be able to expedite your designs a lot faster, get your designs up a lot quicker for people to be able to see. So again, nothing wrong with what's happening right now. It is a very common mistake. I do want to caution you, I do want to draw your attention to it so that we can make your shop even better than what it already has the potential to be, so that people will actually visit and buy. I can see these designs that you have on a lot of kitty apparel, which will be great because kids, particularly young boys and girls who have sort of that tomboyish feel to them, would really appreciate these particular types of designs. So let's just take a look at another design that you have here. Okay, Skull 44S t-shirt. You've got these Posh Slug t-shirts. Okay, Scary Jack in the Box t-shirts. Okay, again, you've got some really interesting designs, and if you sketch these, well done. I tip my hat to you. You're very artistic. Let's take a look at this one. I'm just hungry. I'm getting the munchies right now too as well myself, so maybe this could be applicable for me. Okay, again, he's just hungry. That is your description. What is that telling the Teepublic and Google algorithm when they are indexing your designs to whom they are going to be showing this design to? Teepublic gives you a number of characters for you to fill in for your description. Don't leave that by the wayside. Don't do this because effectively you are leaving money at the table. You want to make sure that you're giving these platforms as much information as possible in order to show your design to people. Okay, and again here, clearly it may feel that this design looks great on all of these colors, but again, you're shooting yourself in the foot by activating so many colors. Okay, again, this is a personal preference of mine, but it's something that has worked for me. And in sharing this information to you, I'm hoping that to help you avoid going through the same mistakes that I did when I first started out. Okay, go in and narrow down your color selections to 8 to 10 colors, just so that when people are seeing this design and they're going through it, they're not getting stuck in a twirl of colors, wondering which one they're going to order, and because of the fact that they can't choose, they're going to bounce to another shop. Okay, you got way too many shades of blue over here, way too many shades of gray, couple shades of green, which you can easily select one, narrow it down to 10, and you should do very well. But overall, with 18 designs, as I stated earlier, you've got a real cute shop growing. I love the designs. I think the fact that you've got this relationship between yourself and your son, and you're working in collaboration to actually get this shop going, to get this shop growing, there's a certain excitement that I can feel just by looking at this particular shop, and I wish you and your son nothing but a huge amount of success with respect to this particular shop. So there you have it, everybody. We have two very interesting shops that we looked at today. Two shops that have a lot of potential. Yes, there are some things that probably do have to be looked into, but again, that is very, very typical and very, very normal with the print-on-demand business. More often than not, we are very focused into trying to get out as many designs as we possibly can, that we sometimes fail to just take note of those little nuances that if we had to tweak them would give a better appearance to our shop, provide a more well-rounded experience for customers who will be very happy to shop at that particular store and, more importantly, consider coming back to make future purchases in the future. So I sincerely hope for those two shop owners, if you're watching, please do take the tips that I've given to you to heart, make the modifications. And for those of you who are watching and have a Teepublic shop or indeed any kind of shop on any of the print-on-demand platforms, take the advice that I was given today, and if any of it is applicable to you, start doing the modifications here and now. We're quickly approaching the end of 2021. 2022 is just around the doorstep. It's a time for a fresh start to get our shops up to scratch even more so that the coming year will be even more successful than this one. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now.